Bon après-midi, mesdames et messieurs. Buenas tardes, señoras y señores. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sung-Hoon Kim, and I'd like to welcome you all to ICAO's 40th Assembly SkyTalks. We are coming to you live, so please refrain from using your cell phones or put them on vibrating mode. We have for you 68 presentations over the next 2 weeks, and this from aviation industry professionals. And today is day 2, session number 10. Please make sure to check out ICAO channel on YouTube for more details on previous SkyTalks. And after the presentation by Mekki Lahlou, please make sure to come up and step up to the mic and ask away. Now, the age-old question with regards to leadership, are people born or made? It's a little bit of both, actually. It's about finding the right tools as well as the right environment to create leaders. And how does that pertain to the aviation industry? Well, here at ICAO, we have a great number of programs for people in aviation. And to tell you more about the training portfolio, please welcome Mekki Lahlou, TRAINAIR Plus Program Coordinator here at ICAO. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Let's wake up. I know it's the end of the day. Great. Welcome. I'm very, very pleased to be here today to introduce you to the ICAO training portfolio. I met a couple of familiar faces in the room, so I'm extremely pleased to reunite with some colleagues from other states involved in training. So today my presentation is very straightforward. I'm going to start by presenting you the mission and objectives of the ICAO Global Aviation Training Program, highlight what are our 3 main training activities in ICAO, and of course, provide you with explanation of what is the TRAINAIR Plus program, which is ICAO's cooperative network of training organizations and partners, and conclude with ICAO's training portfolio, which is composed today of over 200 ICAO recognized courses that can be delivered all over the world. Very briefly, what is the mission of the Global Aviation Training Office? Well, we're here to establish coordinated, effective, and efficient mechanisms to support the development of human resources in aviation, appealing, of course, to our member states, but also to the industry at large. We have 3 main objectives. First of all, to facilitate the global implementation of ICAO provisions. And this is key. As you're aware, there are over 10,000 ICAO standards and recommended practices, where our goal is to develop training that will support the implementation of these SARPs, standards and recommended practices. We're also here to set up acceptable training and qualification standards and frameworks. A lot of you here in the room are ICAO qualified assessors, instructors, course developers. Well, we have set up qualification processes to recognize these experts that partake in our training activities. And lastly, we're here to provide guidance to states and industry in skills development through roadmaps or several tools that are made available to states to support them in this activity. So basically, what do? We have 3 activities. First of all, we conduct assessments. We assess training organizations. And the aim of these assessments really is to enhance the operations of training organizations. So we go on site a couple of days and we work with these organizations and assess them in line with ICAO provisions relevant to training. Once these assessments are completed, these training organizations become TRAINAIR Plus members, and they can then start designing and developing training. So that's our second activity. We oversee the design and development of training. Can I have some water, please? What we do is basically have a methodology to support states in the development of training material. And this training material is then validated by ICAO to ensure that it was developed in line with this competency-based training methodology. And we also validate the content of these training to ensure that they are in line with our provisions. And last but not least, the third main activity we have is the TRAINAIR Plus program. And the TRAINAIR Plus program is our network of recognized training organizations and industry partners such as universities or other international organizations that support us in the delivery of ICAO training globally. Thank you. So in terms of assessments, we are here to provide best practices for training organizations. How do we do this? Well, we have a set of protocol questions, exactly 252 questions, covering these 8 categories. So we take a look during the assessment at how the training organization is organized. So we take a look at the organization. One of the questions we ask is this organization, for example, an approved training organization? If so, can we have an evidence that it is approved and that it fulfills all the requirements of the local regulator? We also take a look at the training and procedures manual, the training programs and training delivery, the facilities, the personnel. So for example, how are the instructors hired? How are they qualified to deliver training? The records, how do you keep track of all the records of your trainees? Do you have a system to keep track of all these records? The quality system, of course, every training organization needs to have a quality system to ensure that their training is developed and delivered under the umbrella of a quality assurance program. And of course, safety management, and this is usually applicable to flight schools. Usually our assessment outcomes are as follows. First of all, we believe that through an assessment, we will be providing you a clear and independent evaluation of your operations in order to enhance the operations of a training organization. So really, we don't go there as policemen, but we're really there as a support function to support these training organizations to be in line with the latest provisions. Second of all, we identify critical areas which require improvements. So we provide you with a very clear report on the various protocol questions that require your attention in order for you to improve operations. We also, very often, help training organizations justify additional funding to either purchase new equipment, recruit additional resources. So this report is very helpful. And lastly, throughout the assessment, we identify the needs that the training organization has in terms of training. And if those needs can be fulfilled by ICAO training packages, then we provide some guidance on how these courses can be delivered. In terms of training development, our role is to provide expertise and support to develop competency-based training. How do we do this? Well, it's extremely simple. We have a methodology contained in a document 9941. And this methodology provides guidance on how to develop what we call standardized training packages, STPs. If you follow this methodology step by step, the outcome will be the development of a standardized training package. And the benefit of these STPs and this methodology is that they are what we call self-contained training packages. What do we mean by that? Basically, these packages have every single component in it to facilitate the delivery of training. We refer here to, of course, training material, instructor guides. So we show you through this methodology how to develop instructor guides. There's also the examinations, whether it's end of module exams or mastery tests. Feedback forms are also included in these STPs. And these courses are material dependent, not instructor dependent. Because we've seen, based on our experience, when you depend on instructors for training, there are some challenges. However, if you have material dependent courses, then any instructor that is qualified can just take that package and just follow it step by step and deliver the course. So you're not dependent on the availability of a specific instructor to deliver a course. We have an electronic management system which provides guidance to all these training organizations on how to develop competency-based training. And we support these training organizations 24/7 on fulfilling the 3 major phases of development. And I won't go into the details of the phases because they're on our website. But what we want to tell you is that we develop these courses through an automated system. There are no exchange of emails or faxes. Everything's done electronically through a system. An additional activity that we have in the Global Aviation Training Office is we have rosters of qualified experts. And I'm happy to see some familiar faces here this afternoon, people who are qualified as instructors, for example. So we do have qualification procedures for assessors, for instructors, course developers, course validators for those that validate training, and very recently we've established a procedure to qualify subject matter experts. In this slide, I'm showing you through a couple of images how we qualify, in this case, ISD validators. So we have a very specific process to qualify those that will validate the training. We're extremely pleased to have over 200 courses now in the ICAO training portfolio. And we've come a long way, because when we've established the Trainer Plus program, we had 0 courses in 2011. Now we have courses in classroom format, online format, blended formats. We're also in the talks with some of our partners to start introducing innovation in these trainings, such as virtual reality or simulation. These courses are either delivered at ICAO, either at our headquarters or in our regional offices, or in the premises of the Trainer Plus program members, or of course in other facilities where, for example, if in a state we do not have a Trainer Plus member, then we can also deliver the course in that state. Our ICAO training portfolio is very easy to navigate. All you need to do is go on our website and go through our search mechanism to identify the courses that you need. And this search mechanism allows you to look for courses either by training area, by level, by keyword, by language, by delivery format, or by region, for example. So if you're located, I met a gentleman from Iran a couple of minutes ago. So for example, if you're in the Middle East, you just click Middle East and you can see all our upcoming courses in the Middle East. So we've tried to make it as user-friendly and as easy as possible to identify the training that will fulfill the needs of your organization. The third main activity is training collaboration. So I don't know if you've noticed, but since I started talking, I've been talking about an itinerary. So we first assess training organizations, then we work with them to develop training, and then the third activity is the delivery. How do we do this? Well, we do this through the Trainer Plus program. I get asked this question every day. What is the Trainer Plus program? What is this all about? Well, it's very simple. The Trainer Plus program is a network. It's a network of training organizations, universities, industry partners that implement a standardized methodology to develop competency-based training courses. So all of these organizations in our network all use that same book I showed you in a previous slide, our methodology to develop training. Once this training is developed, then we have a platform that allows them to share the training. So, for example, I met another lady from Argentina. We have a partner in Argentina and Buenos Aires. They've developed a standardized training package. And let's say a neighboring country, Chile, for example, is interested with that training package. Well, all they need to do is log on the website and log on the electronic management system and request Argentina to share that training with them. Okay? There is no need to duplicate training. So if Argentina has developed a training on safety management, why will Chile also develop it? It's already there. Let's share the training, because it makes it much cheaper. Developing courses costs a lot of money. So through this network, we have established a platform where training organizations from all over the world share training. And lastly, the Trainer Plus members deliver ICAO courses. So I met somebody else from India. In India, we have 5 training partners. Well, these training organizations have needs, whether it's local or regional needs. And when they do not own a course that fulfills a need, they go on the ICAO training portfolio and select the course that they need. As of yesterday, we had a request from India for a CORSIA verification. CORSIA is a very hot topic right now in the world. So we've developed a training on CORSIA verification, which is being delivered globally. So no need to develop the course. It already exists in the ICAO training portfolio. All that needs to be done is to go log on the system, click on the course, and request to deliver it. Who can join the program? Training arms of civil aviation authorities, air navigation service providers, airports, maintenance organizations, as long as that training organization is recognized by a governmental authority, whether it's the Civil Aviation Authority or in some cases the Ministry of Transport, the Ministry of Education, we require these training organizations to have a government approval. And this also goes for private training organizations. We have several private training organizations in the network. All of those are recognized by either their CA as an approved training organization or by some sort of other mechanisms. And lately, we've been also working with universities and other international organizations which are partnering with us to develop partnership training packages. We have several categories of membership in the TRAINAIR Plus program. Very briefly, associate members are those that have successfully passed the assessment. Full members are those that have developed a standardized training package. So once they develop it and this package is approved or validated by ICAO, they become full members. The regional training centers of excellence are those that fulfill very stringent requirements in terms of course development capacities and are also required to develop every year an ICAO training package, of course in collaboration with ICAO. And lastly, our corporate partnership framework is for universities and international organizations with whom we partner to develop partnership training packages. And this next slide shows you what's going to replace me in a couple of years. This is an electronic management system which integrates all our processes and procedures. So what we're trying to do is to minimize emails with our partners. We want everything to go through this system, whether you're applying to become a member, whether you want to develop a course, whether you want to deliver a course, whether you want to generate certificates, whether you want to hire instructors or any other qualified expert, or whether you want to conduct a post-training evaluation. Everything is done through this system, centralized, and members have access to the system 24/7 to conduct their activities. Before this system, when we had trainings delivered, let's say in Hong Kong, well, we're 12 hours away. So there was always a lag of 12 hours in our communication. Now, through this system, everything happens on a 24/7 basis. We're extremely proud to say that we have over 100 partners now in the network. This slide shows you all the logos of all our partners. The network is expanding. On an average basis, we have 5 to 10 new members every year. And our membership is all over the world. South America, North America, all the way to the islands of South Pacific, which is fantastic because thanks to our partnerships with these training organizations, we can deliver ICAO training all over the world and we minimize travel. So if you are a training center in Sri Lanka, I met somebody from Sri Lanka earlier, well, if you want to train on safety management, on ICAO safety management, you don't need to travel all the way to Montreal or to regional office. You can deliver it in Colombo in a very straightforward way. To show you the magnitude of our activities, last year we have trained for a little bit over 4,500 trainees all over the world through ICAO training. And since the start of the program, we've trained close to 17,000 trainees. Last year, we've also delivered close to 400 courses. And since the start of the program, we've delivered close to 1,400 courses globally. And once again, we can't do this alone from ICAO. We depend on our TRAINAIR Plus members to support us in the delivery of these courses. Where are we heading? Well, we have several main activities coming up in the next triennium. First of all, we want to continue focusing on developing courses to support the implementation of ICAO standards and recommended practices, such as, for example, another very hot topic, drones. So UAS, unmanned aircraft systems. So we are in the process of working with our colleagues in the Air Navigation Bureau to develop a course on UAS. On the state safety program also, that is extremely needed. The traveler identification program, other courses in air navigation services, and of course in environment. We also want to enhance ICAO's portfolio of online courses. We have a lot of classroom courses, but we are also focusing on developing more online training. So all those courses that are purely theoretical in nature are going to be developed in an online format. We're also in line, with the theme that we had at the Innovation Fair last weekend, want to integrate more innovation in ICAO training. And this is being done as we speak with TRAINAIR Plus members. And last but not least, we want to develop additional guidance tools and materials to support HR development strategies of ICAO member states. So these are our 4 main activities coming up in the next couple of years. All of this information is on the ICAO Global Aviation Training website. Please visit it. all our documents, processes, procedures are in that document. And of course, I'll be more happy to answer some of your questions now or in our booth, which we have during the assembly. Thank you very much for your time, and I am available to meet any one of you during the next couple of days to answer any of your questions regarding ICAO training. Thank you. So I think we're opening the question period. Okay, so who will be asking that first question? Yes, great, we have a winner, please.
I am Bali from India, part of the team for business aviation globally. The question is relating to, who can be members. Like
Yes.
you mentioned, you should be approved. Now, we are an association. We also want to get into training people. But that is one area we find it's not very much organized for business aviation. So do we have to do something to become member? Like we are recognized association of the government, registered as per the register of societies. But I want to know, is there anything additional we need to do to be part of ICAO, this team? Thank you.
So thank you very much. That's a very valid question, which we get all the time. First of all, being in India, you already have access to ICAO training because we have TRAINAIR Plus members in India. If you're in New Delhi or Calcutta, we have training organizations that are recognized by ICAO, and you can coordinate with them to obtain ICAO training. Okay. Second of all, as an association, we have a corporate partnership umbrella, which is reserved for international organizations. So if you have a status of an international organization, then you can apply to become a corporate partnership. Corporate partnership is also open to universities. Okay. However, as an association, if it's a local association, then the best means for you to obtain ICAO training is through our partners in the region. Because to become a TRAINAIR Plus member, whether it's an associate member or full member, you should be a training organization. So when we assess a training organization. When we develop courses, we develop the courses with the training organization. And then the delivery is done through the training organization. However, as an association, if you require ICAO training, you can start obtaining ICAO training as of tomorrow. We will put you in contact with our local partners in India, and you can work with them to obtain ICAO training. Okay? Thank you. Okay. Great. Second question. We may have gifts at the end for those that are asking questions. We may. Okay. Yes, so yes, please, if you have any questions that come up in the next couple of days, we have a booth on this floor right next to the entrance of the assembly hall. The Global Aviation Training Team will be there throughout the next remaining 7-8 days of the assembly to answer your questions. So I really hope my presentation was clear, and I think so because I don't have a lot of questions, which is great. And I hope to meet you at the booth during the next couple of days. Thank you.
Thank you, Mekki Lahlou.